Hello crafty friends, it's Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, and today I will be making two more alternatives using the May 2019 Paper Pumpkin Kit. I hope you'll stick around and find out what I make with the items in front of me. So far this month, I have created 4 cards as alternatives. They are here in front of me, and if you would like to see the video, make sure when you're done watching this one to click on the playlist below, or I will also link it at the end of the video. These are both process videos. On the left ones here, these two, I used some scraps from the kit that normally would be recycled or thrown away. And on the right two, I used the press and seal or the floating frame technique. For today's video, I'm going to create 2 projects, and these are the items from the kit that I will be using. I have my last 2 cards, which the floral and the birds. I have labels, which I think that these were the large and the medium. The one has the solid silver and the other one has kind of a double line silver border. I will be using the ink pad that came with the kit, the Early Espresso. I also have some of the flower die cuts that I want to use. From the stamp set, I will be using the flowers, the For You, and the Dear Friend sentiments. As I go along, I will tell you about other products I'm going to be using, but I'm hoping to stick mainly to what I was given so you can recreate this if you would like. Let's go ahead and get started on the first card. For the first project today, I'm going to make a gift card holder. I will be using my floral card, and also I pulled out one of the envelopes just so later when I give this away, it will be given to my friend or family member in that envelope. I also pulled out this die that I have, and this just makes a slot that will fit the gift card perfectly in there when it is cut. Now later on in the video, I will give you a tip or an idea of what to do if you do not have this exact die. It is going to be easy for you to recreate even if you don't. So I will be using all the stamps I shared earlier, the 2 sentiments and the floral, and I got the largest label to use for this card, and that's really about it besides adhesive that you'll need for this one. To start off, I'm going to go ahead and do the die cutting of the gift card slot. Now what I'm going to do later when I adhere my card together is I am going to put some adhesive along the bottom edge because I don't want my card to fall all the way to the bottom. I want it to be more centered when it is in there. So the first thing I need to do is figure out where I want my slot to be. I would kind of like when it sits in there for the recipient to be able to see the Michaels logo. So I'm going to put it slightly below that. And then I'm just going to eyeball centered left to right and then straight across. Now that my card has the gift card slot and it's all ready to go, I'm going to do the decorating. The first thing I'm going to do is add some stamping in the background of this tag. I am going to use the floral, and I will ink it up with my Early Espresso and then stamp off once before I go and stamp on my tag. This way it's just a little bit muted, and when I stamp my sentiment later on, I will not stamp off, so it will be easier to read because it is going to be that darkest shade of the ink. Before I stamp the sentiment, I'm going to go ahead and slice this tag in half. I'm going to slice it from end point to end point here. I'm going to tack this down with a piece of tape because my fingers will not fit underneath the plastic guard to hold it there. What I'm going to do is put one half above the cut and the other half below the cut. Before I put this one on, I am going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on here. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to give you a tip if you do not have a die that cuts a gift card slit. What you'll need is something to cut on, a ruler or straight edge, and then your card. Now for this purpose, I have just grabbed out a scrap of craft cardstock and kind of folded it in half like the card would be. What you'll want to do is line your ruler up where you want your slit. And then you'll use your X-Acto knife. And if you're good with a trimmer, you could also do this too. And you'll just go and make one slit along that straight edge. Then you move it slightly down and make that same slit. So now you have something that looks like this. Now you could go ahead and just snip off these ends, but, and I forgot to add, you'll want a hole punch. To keep these from accidentally tearing too far, you will want to take a hole punch that's as close to the width of this as you can get and punch the ends of that. And that way it won't tear any further. It will just stop in that rounded off end. So that would be an idea too. Surprise, it is time for a hidden giveaway. If you are still watching and need another way to be able to cut your gift card slots, I have the giveaway for you. I will be sending one public subscriber these 4 dies that allow you to make gift card slits in your projects. You have some where your card would go horizontal or landscape, and the other 2 make slits so they could go portrait. If you are interested in finding out how you can win these, make sure to watch until the very end of this video. For my second project today, I'm going to be making a shaker card using my last bird nest card. I went ahead and pulled out some different stamps and I had shared previously from this set. I got out the grateful and the feather. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be using those, but I want an option for a sentiment later, so I just got those out just in case. I also pulled out that last shape tag. Again, I might use it, I might not. If I do stamp, I'll be using the early espresso. I pulled out an instant photo die. Now you could use any rectangle or shape die you have to make your shaker. I also pulled out a piece of clear cardstock for my window. I have a card base here, just standard size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is probably close to Stampin' Up's Very Vanilla. And then I pulled out a piece of pink cardstock for some matting later. The first thing I want to do is all of the cutting and die cutting that I need to get done. So I will be cutting this card in half just so I have that front portion to use. And while I have my trimmer out, I want to cut a piece of the pink that will mat this later on. I just want a very small mat. So this card is 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to cut my pink paper to 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And again, just while I have the trimmer out, I'm going to go ahead and cut down my clear cardstock. I need it so it fits behind the opening in the Polaroid die. For the die, I'm going to be centering it pretty much on the front of this card. Once I have it in a place that I like, I will use my removable tape to just tack that down and then run it through my die cutter. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is place the negative of the die cut onto the pink mat. My clear window now will go in behind this opening. I'm going to pull in a light pink colored pencil and just color in the eggs in the nest. And I almost forgot. A shaker card needs shaker bits, so I will grab out some sequins and maybe chunky glitter to use on this card. Before I can get the rest of the card ready, I need to make sure that my card front is ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the Very Vanilla or the Natural Ice card base. I'm going to use some of this foam tape around the frame for my shaker. Now the way that I'm going to put my card together, I want the top piece of foam to go almost all the way across because I will be taking this blue release paper off at the very end. So I want to make sure that it's easy to get to. Well, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't have a slight hiccup. I went to do the close-ups of my finished shaker card and I noticed that my camera had stopped. Unfortunately, I ran out of space. So what I'll do is try to explain the rest of the process. If you have any questions, leave those below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. So the last thing you saw on video was that I had put the foam tape on the back of the Instant Photo die cut. This is what I did next. I pulled back all of the release paper except the one at the very top, and then I placed it into my card front in the opening that was left. Then I had kind of a pocket here at the top where I could pour in my sequins. So I just used my little bowl and I poured in a good amount to fill the card. And then I pulled that release paper at the top and stuck it down, and that finished off the card. I also talked a little bit about how I decided not to put a sentiment on right now. I'm going to save that until later, until I know who I will be sending this card to. I hope you enjoyed the 2 cards that I created today for you. If you did, as always, I appreciate a thumbs up, and please know that every time you watch one of my videos, it is greatly appreciated. Now for the hidden giveaway that I mentioned earlier in the video. I will be giving away this set of 4 gift card holder or slot dies to 1 lucky public subscriber. If you would like to be entered to win these, like I say, you do need to be a public subscriber. So that means when I go to your channel, I can see who you are subscribed to. You must be 18 years or older. And for this giveaway, I'm going to do US and international subscribers. These are pretty lightweight, so I think I can mail them pretty cheaply. Now to enter, so I know that you are interested, I want you to leave a comment below telling me if you could get a gift card, where you would want that gift card from. And then I want you to put the hashtag gift card holder behind that comment. That way I definitely know you're interested, so when I go to do the drawing that I will enter you. You will have until midnight on Sunday, June 2nd to enter, and then I will be back that following week to announce the winner. Now, if it is you, you need to make sure you let me know right away, because I do give just a certain amount of time to claim the prize before I do a new drawing. Until next video, I hope you're having a crafty day. Bye-bye.